How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Blackrock saying you have 1 hour. You have 1 hour. I want to talk about that. Also talk about what's happening in the market. We also have some news on Tesla from yesterday. They moved around a lot of Bitcoin, and they did more than just move some around. They gave us an indication for what's coming next. We also have Max Keiser talking about what Tesla's doing. We have shrimps selling Bitcoin while whales are stacking. Gareth Soloway is shorting the market. A lot of reason to be bullish. If you don't mind, hit subscribe. Turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. If you want to trade crypto, there's a link to BTCC underneath the video. It's a great platform where you can trade all different kinds of crypto. They literally have hundreds and hundreds of altcoins. They have huge liquidity. They've been around for over a decade. You can get signed up with no KYC. You can get started trading in just a few minutes. Check this out. This is on the 5-minute here. We have quite the little triangle happening, a perfect triangle. We're seeing some lower highs throughout the day and some higher lows. I say BlackRock's giving you 1 hour, a little bit tongue-in-cheek because people love when BlackRock gives them a time limit. But you can see we're at 1920 here. At about 2045, it's the end of this low triangle. Now, do we break out? Do we break down? Who knows? But the fact is, the last 3 days, we have seen massive inflows from BlackRock, from Fidelity, from ARKB. So we'll probably know here in the next few hours what they're doing. We also know that things are just looking more bullish for Bitcoin in general. We'll actually show a chart from Plan B talking about like where he thinks Bitcoin's going to go. Are we too bullish now? Is RSI jumping up too much? We'll talk about that a little bit further in the video, but I would not be surprised to see some kind of shakeout, one way or the other, either destroying shorts or destroying longs here in the next hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. So be ready for some volatility, I'll tell you that much. Now, let's continue on. Bitcoin dominance approaching 59%. That's pretty beautiful as someone that has over 80% of the portfolio in Bitcoin. 80% my crypto portfolio, that is. It continues to move up. All of crypto is doing well, but Bitcoin just outpacing everything. Yesterday, we did talk about Tesla. The bulls were talking about how Tesla's gearing up to buy more Bitcoin. The bears are saying that, where are your laser eyes? Tesla's probably selling. That's what people are saying. That's what the bears are saying right now. All we know is they moved $750 million worth of Bitcoin for the first time in 2 years. But if you go through the transactions, there's this transaction for a product purchase sweep. This is causing some people to think that they're getting ready to accept Bitcoin as payment. Again, they've said that they would do that, or Elon said that they would do that once the mining was 50% renewable, I want to say, and it's much past that now. Max Keiser said he's depositing it at Howard's new Bitcoin bank, and he'll use it as collateral to borrow. I'm not sure what he's talking about with Howard's new Bitcoin bank. Let me know if you know in the comment section below. But it is interesting. We'll have to watch because they do have their earnings next week. Just wanted to give you a quick update on that. Plan B says Bitcoin RSI is back at 65. So looking a little bit more bullish. Here's a prediction. In my opinion, moving average RSI line will reach about 75 plus in 2025. This means that RSI itself needs to be much higher than 75 for a couple months because this is the average, the moving average RSI. So this is comparable to the bull markets of 2013, 2017, and 2021. Okay, so if we get another RSI of moving RSI of about 75, that means that he's probably predicting that we see the RSI itself go up to maybe 90, maybe 92. To be clear, even if we just took the RSI downtrend into account, we'd probably be looking at around high 80s, maybe 90 even for RSI. Keep in mind, we're at 65 now. Back in the spring, we were at 77. So we are still relatively far away. We're at 65 now and almost at the same price. Obviously, the more we chop around, the lower RSI goes. So to get RSI back up to 75, we would have to have a pretty nice run. I'm talking Bitcoin well over 6 figures, most likely, depending on how quickly it moves up, obviously. But yeah, Plan B saying we still have a lot further to go. We're not at that blow-off phase yet. Some people think that we're actually overreaching. You can see some people are selling people with Bitcoin addresses between 1 and 10 Bitcoin and all the way up to 1 Bitcoin. So I guess 10 and less Bitcoin are selling. Whether you look at the last day, the last 30 days, or year to date, they are net sellers. The 10 to 100 Bitcoin yesterday actually bought a little bit, 157. But over the last 30 days, they are net sellers. Year to date, they're also net sellers, around 77,000 Bitcoin. Keep in mind, that's only about 1.5% of the Bitcoin that they hold, compared to about 1% of the people holding 1 to 10 Bitcoin selling. And then the wallets that hold 100 plus Bitcoin have been net buyers. 279,000 Bitcoin added to their 11.8 million Bitcoin throughout the year. So yeah, they continue to stack more and more. Gareth Soloway is actually shorting Bitcoin right now. Let's listen to what he has to say.
All right. Let's go to a couple other charts here, guys. We got to take a look at Bitcoin real quick. Bitcoin, I did initiate a small short. Let's walk over to the big board here. So I did initiate a very tiny starter position on a break of 68,000 today, just using that very simply, this lower trend line. But in any case, what we see here, guys, is that we have Bitcoin piercing 68,000. Now, as of now, that's resistance. And a lot of us that love Bitcoin might be like, oh, man, it's going to blow right through that. Well, it may. That's not my job to know, right? It's not my job to know. My job is to recognize what resistance is and what support is. Buy support, sell resistance. Now, if resistance gets confirmed above, okay, well, now it can go higher. Very simple. But again, too many of us rely on emotion, what our gut tells us, what our heart is praying for, all those types of things. And those are big detriments to our success. And so the more kind of agnostic you can be, where you are devoid of personal opinion and emotion, the better trader you will always be.
Okay, now a lot of people would say, this is so stupid. We're going to pump to the moon. This is the Jim Cramer effect, all that kind of stuff. The fact is, Gareth is a trader. Right? He does make a good point. You don't want to be emotional, right? I'm not sitting here thinking that anyone that sells Bitcoin is an idiot. We're all in different situations. I will say, though, that some people hear this, that Gareth is shorting. And if they like Gareth, they probably think, well, I'm not going to be buying Bitcoin at these levels. Gareth expects it to fall down. And that can cause them to miss out on buying some more Bitcoin. And I think it's going to do well long term. Gareth might even say that too. The fact is, not everyone listens to the whole video. I don't know what he said the rest of the video, but I think I've heard that he's bullish long term on Bitcoin. So I'm not going to give him too hard a time. But I mean, shorting the best performing asset in the world can make you money. It can also lose you money pretty quickly. Of course, I'm sure that he has like a stop loss right above the resistance. So yeah, I guess I like paying attention to this stuff, but I'm not going to sit here and say that he's stupid for doing this or anything. We've been rejected 5 times here. So for a trader to see us go up to the same resistance, sometimes they're going to make a play on it. Now, if he was shorting with a large amount of capital and he had no stop losses or anything like that, he was using leverage, I'd say that's extremely risky. But to each their own. If you want to short, there is a way to short over on BTCC because you can trade with leverage. Miles the Shooter says, Bitcoin in March, $72,000. Coinbase App Store ranking, 20th. Bitcoin now, $68,000. And Coinbase is now 440th on the App Store. Price is almost the same, but retail isn't back at all. We're going so much higher. Now, I'm not sure this is the best signal in the world, but it is something that people continuously look at. Here are some other things to pay attention to. Every bull run has kicked off in October. The election is 3 weeks away, and Trump will probably win. This is all coming from Lady of Crypto. China is printing money. The US is cutting rates, and they will be printing money soon. Global liquidity is going parabolic. Unemployment is dumping hard. Economic numbers are almost all looking good. Blackrock is buying heavy. Fidelity is buying heavy. ARK is buying heavy. Hedge funds are buying heavy. We have Larry Fink continuously talking about Bitcoin. I could go on, but it's obvious what comes next. Yeah, in hindsight, it's going to look very obvious, but people will say, how could you tell? It had to be just luck, right? But no, it's years and years of sitting on an asset that everyone craps on, that there's a ton of volatility in, and we made it through. That's what we're going to be saying. We're going to be happy that we made it through. Hopefully some of us take profits too. Some people never want to touch their Bitcoin, but altcoins, usually you should consider taking profit. Now, let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video. Again, you can check out BTCC underneath the video. You can also check out Margex. There are links to other exchanges underneath the video as well. Thank you so much. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you all in the next one. And remember, BlackRock is giving you 1 hour. I should just say, I know it's a bit of a joke. Some people give me a hard time. Sometimes, now we're actually playing into it a little bit. Maybe I need to make like a BlackRock is giving you 1 hour hat or something like that. Let me know in the comments if you want that. But I do think it's important to remember we don't have forever. Like, it seems like we have forever at certain levels, and then we just lose them forever. We're never getting back to $20,000 Bitcoin, in my opinion. But in the bear market, it seemed like we had forever to buy Bitcoin at $20,000, under $20,000. We had like 6 months. Just like we've had 6 months to buy in the 60s. Now, maybe we get down here in the bear market again. But remember, these little like BlackRock's giving you 24 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours. If it helps you buy some more Bitcoin, non-financial advice here, it's probably a good thing. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you all in the next one.